Welcome to Mooresville High School, the home of the Pioneers, where tonight the race for the Mid-State Conference Championship officially steps into the starting blocks. It's the Mid-State Conference opener for the Mooresville Pioneers as they host the Plainfield Quakers, also out of the Mid-State Conference. Both teams are 2-0 off to great starts, and Mooresville is off to one of its best starts in school history. They're currently ranked number 1 in the state in 4A football, according to the Associated Press. Hi, everyone, and a pleasant good evening to you. Rob Blackman with my broadcast partner, Big Jan Bozier. So nice to have you with us tonight here in Mooresville. We had this game a year ago on the calendar at Plainfield, Jan. We were thoroughly enjoyed it, I should say. We thoroughly enjoyed it. 52-42 on that night. Mooresville won the game. Plainfield, I remember we talked about it extensively, how young they were on defense last year. They're not so young anymore. Those young guys have grown up a year, and it's really showing up for them on the defensive side of the ball.
That was a score fest, as you talked about, offense everywhere. I think tonight will be a different theme, as both teams really believe it has to be a defensive battle and success story in order to get out of here with a win tonight.
Plainfield under the guidance of Brian Woodard in his 14th season as the head coach at Plainfield. To back up the thought we're getting to, 19 points is all that Plainfield has allowed all season. They gave up 6 to Greenfield Central in a 42-6 win on opening Friday night. And last weekend against Tri-West, they beat the Bruins 28-13. Plainfield last year was young but talented on defense. This year they're still talented, and now they are a year older, led by the linebacking crew of Mason Scott and Jacob Platt. Meanwhile, for the Mooresville Pioneers, I mentioned, how about it? They're number 1 in the state in 4A football. According to the Associated Press, they're number 2 in the state, according to the coaches' poll. What a job Mike Gillen has done here, and now what is just his 3rd season here at Mooresville.
Yeah, and his first sectional win in many, many years last year in a ball club that really turned it around. 11 wins and 2 losses. But a lot of people forget they lost just 6 points to Marion in the regional and just had a shot at winning that. So one of the more remarkable turnarounds for any school. But you know, Mike Gillen's been pretty successful wherever he's been, no shock there. And he really feels like he's got a ball club who can make some noise. But, boy, I'll tell you, both clubs, in my opinion, Rob, really don't know what they have just yet, because both of them played teams that are kind of in rebuilding mode. And so tonight really will, for me, be the first big test for both these ball clubs.
Well, you mentioned rebuilding, and I think that's fair to say, certainly. And look, Plainfield's a young team still. They only have 13 seniors on their roster. It is only week 3. You never quite know what you got. It's only the first Friday in the month of September. Both teams are still trying to find themselves a little bit. But it is conference opening night for both clubs, so that's why this one is such a big, big game. Mike Gillen in his 3rd season here, 16-11 overall. Jan mentioned that they won the sectional last year. I need you to keep this in mind, fans. Mike Gillen, his first season in Mooresville, they started 0-8.
0-8, yeah.
And it feels like they haven't lost since. They've been so good ever since that horrendous start.
And 41 years of head coaching experience as well. Of course, Brian Woodard, as you talked about, he's in his 14th year, I should say, at Plainfield. And both these ball clubs, if you've been around this area, this is packed, jammed, just like it was at Plainfield last year. Everybody circles in this area, this ball game. Another one of our great rivals here on our schedule. It should be a real good one, Rob.
Tyson Gibson and Jarrett Stephen await the kickoff from number 21, Brock Bodel. And this game is officially underway, fielded at the 2-yard line by the deep return man. And that return is out to the 22-yard line, handled by Tyson Gibson, who's one of the better defensive backs on the roster for Plainfield. Also handles the kickoff return duties, and the ball will come out to the 23-yard line, and that's our first chance to see the Plainfield quarterback. Now, there was some discussion about who Plainfield might go with at QB tonight, but it's who we thought it was going to be, the junior Aiden Moyers at 6'3" and 165 pounds. He lines up in a shotgun. Moyers looking to the sideline to get the play call. You'll remember last year Plainfield used the Wildcat formation a lot. Did not often have the quarterback actually on the field. And Moyers wants to throw, and the first play of the game is a passing play, and it's connected to Keegan Scheffler, who will have an 8-yard catch. 5 receptions on the season for Scheffler coming in. He's a 5'7" junior. That's his 6th catch of the year.
Well, both these ball clubs know, and their bread and butter is running the football. But Plainfield knows, and you and I just talked about a little while ago, in their sectional 13 to run against a team like Cathedral, you've got to be able to pass at least adequate. And so I think you're going to see Plainfield continue to open things up maybe a little bit more this year.
2nd and 3 after the catch, and this is a first down run, and this is Ricky Alstom. What a bowling ball he is as he goes between the tackles, finally taken down by Dane Stevenson. A first down run for Alstom, who last year was playing defense. This year they moved him to running back, and he's been a good one.
Yeah, he has. He had 149 yards last week, and he's their go-to guy on the ground.
And they'll go right back to the ground. And again, they'll give it to Alstom, but this time he's going to be wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. This time the defense was ready to make a play. Tommy O'Connor, number 92 for the Pioneers, just got his 12th tackle of the season.
Well, the Pioneers run a 4-4. They'll put 4 men up against the run today, and they got some big boys up there. So let's see who wins this battles in the trenches.
And how about this, Jan? Mooresville takes a timeout.
Interesting.
We're not even a minute and 15 seconds into the game, and the Pioneers take a timeout early in this ball game on what is really a very reasonable 2nd and 10. Hey, you're good at being you. You've been you for years. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance is good at your insurance. Find an agent to help you think about it at infb.com. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood. Interesting, I should say. Don't you think, Jan, to take a timeout here?
He was pretty animated, so there was something that he did not like at all and felt like it was important enough to call that timeout to get something adjusted. That run got his attention in a hurry, but he also seen something out there that he did not like at all and requested and got the timeout.
See if they make any adjustments defensively, or maybe, as Jan was talking about, maybe it was just a fire and brimstone adjustment.
I don't think it could have been multiple things, but I'm not sure he was super excited about the pursuit and how hard they went after that tackle.
It was a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. I thought it was behind the line of scrimmage. The officials say we'll put him right at the original line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and 10 for the Quakers. And again, they'll give it to Alstom, and this time he gets eaten up by Dominic Oldham. Oldham wears number 9. He's one of the team captains, 5'11", 215-pound senior, and a nice tackle there by Oldham limits the gain to 4 yards. Number 9, Dominic Oldham with a tackle, his 10th tackle of the season, and now it's going to be 3rd and 7.
They have Alstom listed at 5'9", 200, but he looks every bit of that. Big boy running the football.
First 3rd down opportunity of the night here for Plainfield, with Moyers all alone in the backfield taking the snap. It's a 4-man rush. He's under trouble, and guess who got him? Dominic Oldham. 2nd sack of the season for Dominic Oldham. Back-to-back tackles for Oldham, and that'll bring up 4th and long.
Wow, Oldham really got a nice jump on the play. He had pressure. He had about a 2 count to get rid of the ball, couldn't do it. See, he has plenty of time. Then the protection breaks down, and Oldham gets all over him.
So Plainfield will be forced to punt here. Their punter is Harris Nichols, who also doubles as the place kicker. This is not a particularly good punt, end over end, and it is going to bounce out of bounds around about the 37-yard line. So pretty decent field position for the Mooresville Pioneers in their first crack on offense.
Well, whatever the timeout was for, it obviously got somebody's attention because you get the ball in pretty good field position here on your own 37-yard line to take over for your offense.
Mooresville is led by their senior quarterback, Kalisha Perry, 6'2", 220-pounder. This is his first year as the starting QB for the Pioneers, but boy, he's been good so far this year for them through their first 2 games. He lines up in the shotgun. Perry wants to throw and finds his wideout. That's Braden Evans, and he lost the football. They're going to say incomplete. Incomplete. They say he never possessed the ball long enough for a completion, so it's incomplete to Braden Evans, the 6-foot senior.
You're seeing more and more teams, not only high school but college, go to this on first down. If it's executed correctly, it's kind of a difficult play to stop because it's all like an automatic 3 to 4 yard gainer, but the pass wasn't caught.
So that'll make it 2nd and 10. We've played 2 minutes, 28 seconds in this opening quarter. Mid-State Conference opener for both Mooresville and Plainfield. This time they'll give it to the deep back, and oh my, what a tackle right up there by Bailey Haston. He threw him backwards, did number 94, Haston. Nice job defensively there by Plainfield. That's going to make it 3rd and long.
Well, Plainfield runs a 3-4. They love the athleticism of their linebackers. They'll put the 3 big guys up front, but then they'll run a lot of stunts with all the linebackers, and you look down there, and there's like 6 of them.
They got a couple of really good linebackers in Scott and Platt, 44 and 40. They're going to go reverse to Evans, trying to get to the sideline right in front of the Mooresville bench, and he'll be tackled well shy of the first down marker. We're just talking about Jacob. Their second offensive possession of the game will come from the shadow of their own end zone here. 1st and 10. Great effort there by the young man who wears number 83, Tim Casper. Tight formation here. They're going to go with a wildcat formation. They'll snap it directly to the running back, Alsum, who's just trying to get them some running room. Some breathing room, I should say. That would be the more appropriate phrase. And he does pick up 2 yards.
You know, and one of the things you were talking about earlier, this is a east and west field, so the team that's going into the west has the sun right into their eyes, a little different than most fields that are north and south.
Here is another direct snap for Plainfield, and this one gets busted out. And this, by the way, is Jarrett Stephen. Jarrett Stephen, number 22, who is into the game. I thought that was Alsum a second ago. This is actually the second-string running back, Stephen, the transfer from Avon, and he not only gets him off the goal line, he picks up a first down. Jarrett Stephen, 5'9", 190-pound senior, had been at Avon until this year and transferred to Plainfield for his senior season. He remains in the game. They're going to give it to him again. And he's got a little bit of running room. And he gets busted down at the 25-yard line on a very physical tackle by Mooresville's number 4, Hayden Vaughn, the junior.
I'll tell you, Vaughn laid a stick on him, didn't he? Good hit, good clean hit. Flag, though, Rob.
And there is a flag. Our first penalty of the game is a holding penalty against Plainfield.
I know Coach Woodard really likes this tandem of running backs he has in the backfield. You can see why. They really hit that hole in a hurry, hard, shoulder square. They're not afraid to come at you.
Last year, Plainfield had Tavion Gaddy. I remember him. He
I
was
do.
Such a good running back, but he, of course, is now graduated. And they've got a 2-headed monster now with Alsum, number 21, and the young man who wears number 22, Jarrett Stephen. Here's a running play, and this one's going to go nowhere. Mooresville defense makes a nice stop. This one behind the line of scrimmage. They put Alsum back into the game, gave him the football, but that Mooresville defense was able to wrap him up in a hurry.
I'll tell you, Oldham is all over the place. Number 9 for Mooresville. Take a look at him here. Just plays the ball so well and gets after it. You can see Mooresville really trying to be aggressive here on the defensive side.
So now it's 2nd and 17. And what do we have here? A stoppage of play.
It looked like he waved against Mooresville, probably lining off sides in the neutral zone. You got to.
Well, that is the call. Boy,
yeah.
You go from
and that's
2nd and 17 to now a little bit more manageable 2nd and 12.
In a game like that, that can be a difference maker. Game 3, you can't be doing that.
So Moyers again lining up now in the pistol formation. Some play action. He's going to throw over the top and incomplete. He tried to loft it into the hands of Seth Weiniger. And that ball is dropped, so now you're going to be looking at 3rd and 12.
He was so wide open, I think he thought just for a second, well, I'll just hesitate and kind of loft it. And in retrospect, getting the ball, he was wide open. That had big yardage in front of it.
And Weiniger, a big target at 6'2", 200 pounds. But incomplete, now 3rd and 12. Impressive offensive line for Plainfield, led by the center, Jackson Spears. Moyers on a rollout to his right. Lets it fly the last second. That ball is caught, but it's not going to be enough for a first down. The ball will be caught shy of the sticks. Keegan Scheffler with his second catch of the game, but he's about 3 yards shy, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, Scheffler does the right thing here because he was well covered. Ball was underthrown, but he does a good job of coming back to the football. That's the only way that play had a chance of being executed was him coming back.
And Jan, look at this. They're going to go for it.
Now this is interesting.
On 4th
Well, they're going
and
to see if they can get an easy 5.
That might be. Maybe they're just trying to draw the defense off sides.
See if anybody bites.
Play clock is down to 5, and they're going to quick kick it. They will quick kick it with a quarterback, Moyers. It is caught at the 50, and that actually turned out pretty well for both teams, as the quarterback, Moyers, was able to get off the quick kick, and Mooresville was able to field the kick. They were not caught off guard, as Dane Stevenson fielded that punt and takes the ball to the 49-yard line of Plainfield.
I like the try by Plainfield. Hey, you never know. You might get a free 5, but good discipline on Mooresville's part to just stay put, knowing good and well that's what they were trying to do. They was not going to punt there or go run that play, just trying to get a free 5.
And Plainfield, just like Mooresville, has not punted very much this season. That's only their 4th punt of the year as well. So neither one of these teams used to punting, although early in this game it's been a punt fest, at least to start in the first 6 minutes.
Plainfield showing blitz, Rob.
Play action to Evans. Elijah Perry wants to go up top. He's got a wide open receiver, and that ball is caught, and down inside of the 10-yard line goes Danny Swindle, the 6-foot senior, with a huge catch for the Pioneers.
Boy, he was wide open. The defender was a good 2 yards away from him. That's way too much cushion, and the pass was perfect. Mooresville threatening here.
Tyson Gibson had to catch him from behind. Now it's 1st and goal from the 10 for the Pioneers. Handoff to the deep back. This is Brecken Green. He's near the goal line. He is in for a touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run for Brecken Green. His 4th touchdown of the season, and it's 6-0 Mooresville.
Well, this was all set up by that play, Rob. The good pass play, and then just good blocking straight up the middle. And Mooresville connects here early. When a game like this, you love to get this lead and just put whatever extra pressure you can possibly put it on your opponent.
Boda will attempt the extra point. On the way through the uprights, and it's 7-0. Mooresville, thanks to the big play, the passing play by Swindle, ends up cashing in a 10-yard touchdown run by Green. 7-0, Mooresville leading. 5:30 to play in the first quarter. You're watching Plainfield and Mooresville on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Brecken Green has gone for 100 yards plus on the ground in each of the first 2 games this year. He does not have 100 yards in this game yet, but he does have a touchdown. It is 7-0 Mooresville.
Let's go clear back to that punt that was down on the 1-yard line, Rob. That really kind of started field position.
Yep.
Defensive really did a good job for Mooresville. You end up in really good field position, good pass play, then the touchdown. That's exactly what special teams can do to help your cause.
Tyson Gibson will field this kickoff of the 10-yard line. He finds a bit of a crease, and he's still on his feet all the way out to the 37-yard line. Nice kick return there. For the Plainfield Quakers, they'll come onto the field for their 3rd possession of the ballgame. The man making the tackle was actually the kicker, Brock Bodell.
Well, it's certainly not panic time by any sense of the imagination. Pressure is a funny thing against offenses sometimes. You have a tendency maybe to do things you may not do playing from behind because you now feel a little bit of that on behind type pressure. Let's see how Plainfield answers the bell.
Well, Plainfield is going to make a change at quarterback. They have brought in Cale Vanderbush, the sophomore, and his first play is going to be a handoff, turning around and handing the ball to Ricky Alsum, who just had no running room, nowhere to go. Well played by the Mooresville defensive front. It's a 2-yard loss, but again, the backup quarterback now in for Plainfield.
Boy, Schmidt, the linebacker, just absolutely played that position to perfection. The defensive line really clogged the hole, and then he filled perfectly for Mooresville.
Vanderbush looking to the sideline.
Well, we were told they might rotate quarterbacks when they deem necessary.
Vanderbush wants to throw. His first pass play of the game is a completion, a good little stop route there to the far sideline, and that ball was delivered on time. Well done there by Vanderbush for his first throw of the game, complete to Jack Beebe, and that will now set up a 3rd and medium.
Well, that's a two-step drop, and he just flat out unloaded. Part of the problem I think they were having a little earlier, the quarterback was hanging on to the ball just a little bit. Nice two-step drop, little hitch route, got him the ball.
He will reset the offense here, Will Vanderbush, on a 3rd and 7. And he's going to keep it. Trying to get around right end. Boy, he'll be close. He's right at the yard to gain. And I think the official on that far sideline will give him forward progress. He will. It's a first down run by Vanderbush.
Well, you got to like that. You bring in a substitute quarterback, and the best thing he can do to get the confidence of his team is to make some plays. And there he makes one by himself and knows exactly where he needs to go to get the first down. Plainfield moving.
Now from their own 48-yard line. Vanderbush wants to throw again. Play action. He's got another receiver that's open. Number 2 on the catch and number 2 on the tackle. That's Noah Hessong on the reception and Xander Lowry on the tackle. A nice first down pickup of 8 yards.
Well, I like his throwing arm. He literally has a nice just drop step and boom, goes. No hesitation at all.
Now again, he is only a sophomore, Vanderbush. The starter, Moyers, is a junior. Second down and 2. Running play. Oh, and Stevens is in the open field. Look out, this guy can go.
Yep.
Tripped up at the 28-yard line. What a run. Stevenson ended up making the tackle, but a strong run there by Jarrett Steven.
Well, Steven, where he's super dangerous when he gets by that first layer, and the tackle was not made because he's one of those continues to gain speed as he goes type player. Boy, Plainfield really moving the football well.
Steven now lines up to the left side of Vanderbush on a 1st and 10. Vanderbush is going to run a reverse. Might they pass out of this? Yeah, he's looking like he wants to pass. Now he's just going to keep it and take the 3 or 4 yard gain. A good decision there by Evan Clark, the senior, who you could tell he wanted to pull the trigger and pass the ball, but there was no one open downfield, so he just keeps it and makes a positive play.
Yeah, and that's a big play because the last thing you want to do is, if you're moving the football, is give one away here. That's a good senior play, and that's exactly what he was. Kind of an option. He had the option to either throw it or run and makes the right decision. Hey, just get what you can right now.
We saw a couple of trick plays out of Plainfield last year when we had them in the game against Mooresville. Here's Steven into the red zone, as now Plainfield just starting to pound the ball in between the tackles. That will not be enough of a gain for a first down. They'll be a yard shy. Will the Quakers? 3rd and 1 coming.
Coach Brian Woodard loves the senior group that he has and feels like if he can bring some of these younger players along that they can really be a good football team before it's all said and done.
Yeah, only 13 seniors
Right.
for Plainfield, but it's a good group,
Yes,
a small
it is.
in number, but a talented group. Steven. Oh, he's not going to get there. And he dropped the ball. They're going to say he was down. They're going to say he was down. Making the tackle was Dominic Oldham. No surprise there. Oldham's been in all the plays defensively, it feels like, tonight. The ball did pop free, but whistled down. This is not a fumble. Instead, it's going to be 4th and short for Plainfield.
Well, you're right. Oldham is absolutely, if he's not made the tackle, he certainly assisted on the majority of these defensive tackles.
Now let's see what they will do here on 4th and now 3. Tight formation, direct snap, and timeout called. Before they could snap the ball directly to the running back Steven in the Wildcat formation, Plainfield took a timeout with 1:11 to play in this first quarter. We'll take a break as well. 7-0. Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. they're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Want to save your favorite IHSAA moments forever? Just go to ihsaatv.org. Find your moment and click on the download button in the bottom left-hand corner to begin reliving your favorite games over and over.
Out of the timeout, same formation for Plainfield. They still snap it directly to the running back, Steven, and he has the first down. There is a penalty flag thrown on the play, but interesting, Plainfield took a timeout but did not change anything up. Came right back out with the same formation and ran, I would assume, the same play they had drawn up initially. But let's see if this play will stand.
Typically you see that play change, but you're right, Rob. They went exactly right back to that same play, and I believe it's going against Plainfield.
Oh, an illegal motion penalty.
Yep, illegal shift.
Oh, my goodness. Boy, that is a crushing play. You would have had 1st and 10 inside of the 20. Instead, you go to 4th and 8. Now you have to bring on your field goal kicker.
That's a big penalty. That's huge.
Harrison Nichols has not attempted a field goal this year. He is perfect on extra points, but this is his first field goal try. This will be from 42 yards away on the right hash.
Not much wind, but certainly looking into the sun.
The junior Harris Nichols. Snap and hold down. The kick certainly has the leg, and it is no good, wide right. He pushed it off wide right, did Nichols, and so the penalty really comes back to hurt Plainfield as they come away with no points after they did have a promising drive going.
Well, you hear about this at every level that offensive coordinators, especially head coaches, say, when you're moving the football, finish. There is nothing that drives a head coach or offensive coordinator crazy when you get so much yards, get momentum, get rhythm, and do not finish.
Unfortunately, that's what happened. No finishing for Plainfield. Mooresville says, we'll take it as the defense holds, and now the Pioneers are right back to their ground game, and they've got a first down run of 13 yards. That's a first down run for the Mooresville Pioneers, and carrying the football, their leading rusher, Brecken Green.
Yeah, this trap play over the right side, you'd try to clear out that nose guard. Nice up front blocking by Pioneer. Good run.
Dane Stevenson splits wide right, which is the bottom of your screen for the Pioneers. Ranked number 1 in the state, according to the Associated Press, in 4A football. Reverse here. This ball given to Braden Evans. He has some running room. He'll have a first down run before Platt is able to tackle him right at the 45-yard line. Back-to-back first down runs for the Pioneers.
Yeah, and here's just a little counter option type play to the left side. And right now, Rob, Mooresville running game is in full speed ahead mode.
That should be the final play of the first quarter. We will go to the break with Mooresville leading Plainfield 7-0 on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
You're good at you. You've been you for years. And we're good at your insurance. You're good at laundry basketball. We're good at your insurance. You're good at stopping the gas pump on a 00. We're good at your insurance. You're good at making funny face sandwiches. And we're good at your insurance. So start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Hey, if you're enjoying this game tonight, you can now download any of our IHSAA TV or Champions Network broadcast by simply clicking the download button on any archive on the IHSAATV.org. Again, the website IHSAATV.org. You'll find our archive broadcasts and give it a click and watch it back, like I did this week to watch our game from last year.
That's right.
Mooresville and Plainfield. What an entertaining game that was a season ago.
And, Rob, I don't think Plainfield for sure does not want to go down 2 scores in a rivalry game on the road here.
Right now, the ball is moving the proper direction if you root for the Pioneers. Another strong run. This is Brecken Green on the opening play of the second quarter.
Well, the front guys for Mooresville are just flat out getting off the football. When you're getting 4 or 5 yards on first down up the middle, you got to like that. Your front guys are doing their job.
Ball is now in Plainfield territory at the 49-yard line. Perry under center. And again, hands to Green, and he gets wrapped up and tackled ferociously on the sideline by Mason Scott. Good tackle there by the Quakers, but it's another good run, and it's another first down run. The ball's now at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10, Mooresville.
Yeah, see, this was an isolation dive right up over the left guard, but great job by Green, seeing there was no hole and just shifted way outside, and what really shouldn't have been much, got a few yards out of that.
Now back to the pistol formation. Goes the QB, Kalijah Perry. He's looking for Evans on a swing pass, and Evans has a catch, and he has a nice gain. It won't be enough for a first down, but a strong play. First down, an 8-yard gainer. Braden Evans, who's been targeted early and often tonight, number 13, the 6-foot senior.
Well, you'll take that play on first down any day of the week. And that's that play they wanted to run, really the first play of the game, and it wasn't executed well. If it's executed, it's hard to stop, number one, and especially on first down when it gets big yardage, it really just opens your playbook up.
Put it back on the ground to Green. He finds his way inside of the 30-yard line. Tackle to the 29, another first down gain, and Mooresville is in a very good rhythm right now offensively.
Well, rhythms is absolutely the right word, and I really believe in that. Confidence first, and then if you get rhythm in your offense, that's exactly what you want, and Mooresville for sure has it. They're at home. They got comfort. Huge crowd tonight. Arch rivals. Everything right now is going their direction.
And here we have early movement up front before that ball could be snapped, and that's a 5-yard walk-off against Mooresville.
Yeah, we talked about Plainfield's defense early. It's some big guys up there. They run the 3-4, and they really will use those linebackers. A lot of them will blitz off and on all the time. That's why you'll see on your picture they're just 3 down linemen. Let's see how active these linebackers are this play.
This is a quarterback keep all the way. Quarterback draw after faking the handoff, but not a whole lot of running room. That play was sniffed out rather quickly by the Plainfield Quakers and Jack Beebe. And that'll bring up 2nd and long. 74 degrees on a beautiful night here in Mooresville this evening.
Absolutely gorgeous. This is my favorite time of the year. Fall, 70, 75, packed house, rivalry. Other than eating a hot dog right now, Rob, this is my absolute favorite thing to do.
We can take care of that at halftime.
Hey, we were already fed. Mooresville took care of us.
Hospitality room at Mooresville, A+. Again, they find Braden Evans, and again, he has a strong gain all the way to the 25-yard line before he was dumped by the tackler Carter Minette, a junior DB who wears number 83.
So there's that quick pass on the flat. What I like about Mooresville's offense right now, they're stretching the field, just making it so difficult, forcing defenses to guess just a little bit because they're stretching. When you can run up the middle, get that quick flare pass out in the flats, just continue stretching the field, you get those linebackers kind of guessing which way is he going to go this time.
And Perry goes back under center. They've done a good job with moving him from shotgun to pistol to under center, and a run by their top tailback Green puts the ball inside of the red zone at the 19. That'll be enough for a first down, and again the Pioneers move the chains.
Yeah, just overloading the right side, one running back, and just straight ahead blocking for the most part.
Well, if you're driving from Plainfield to Mooresville, it's about 5.5 miles. This truly is a backyard brawl, and a lot of intensity for this game tonight, as we thought there would be.
Well, both are in the same conference.
Green again, a little jump step in the hole, and tries to run out of the grasp of Sam Trent, which is not easy. 295-pound Sam Trent. Trent gets him on the ground after a gain of 4.
The only thing they do not do is play in the same sectional because Plainfield moved up to 5A, where Mooresville's 4A. Short of that, same conference, real close.
2nd and 6. Again, Mooresville, an impressive drive here. They lead 7-0. Fake to Green. They're going to go up top on a fade route that is incomplete, thrown out of the reach of the intended receiver, Dane Stevenson. He was in a foot race over there with the defender, and that ball was incomplete. Really good job in coverage by the DB, Jace Vihager, number 32, who was stride for stride with a wide out.
Vihager, I thought, did an excellent job. Bumped him a little bit, but not enough to get any flag. See, there's a little bump there. No harm, no foul. But you know what? That bump was enough to get him off his route because that was a timing pattern.
So now 3rd and 6. Perry wants to throw, looking left all the way. Delivers an incomplete. Nice coverage defensively. Couldn't have played it any better there than Hunter Herbeck, 5'10 junior, who wears number 3, broke on that ball perfectly.
Yeah, Herbeck did a great job. Cut perfectly. Secondary and linebacker core for Plainfield really doing a good job down here in the red zone against the pass. First and foremost, Rob, he had all day to throw this football. So now it's in the secondary's hands because he's got all day to pick something apart here.
And now Mooresville's going to go for it on 4th and 6. What a big play this is.
Let's see if this happens, or will they rethink this if it doesn't go good? Let's wait and see.
Looks like he's trying to draw them off sides, is the quarterback Perry. And that's exactly what happened. Mooresville will take its second time out. They were trying to get Plainfield to jump off sides and make it a more reasonable 4th and 1. But a disciplined Plainfield defense holds tight. And we'll see what Mooresville does out of the timeout. Better educated coaches produce better athletes. You can help give high school coaches the training they need by contributing to the IHSAA Foundation. Make your tax-free contribution today at ihsaafoundation.org.
This possession defensively for Plainfield down here in the red zone is huge. They're already down 1 score, Rob. And difficult to play down here, but they've got to find a way to get a stop. They do not want to go down 2 scores here. Still a lot of time to be played, but really going to put pressure on their offense if they can't hold here.
7:39 to play in the second quarter. I'll give it to you, Big Jan. You said in the pregame, expect a much different game than we had last year. Last year was a track meet, 52-42. The offense has just cruised up and down the field. Tonight it's been much more defensive-oriented.
Well, bigger, stronger, more experienced, and the linebacker cores for both teams really played the ball well.
Well, they're going to keep the offense on the field. Perry
Interesting.
On a 4th and 6. He wants to throw. Flush from the pocket. Now he's going to tuck it. Platt's chasing him down. Did he get him in time? He stepped out at the 10. Oh, that's going to be so close. Let's see where he gets the mark, the spot by the side judge here.
Just outside. This is going to be holding against Mooresville.
Yeah, forget about it. You're right. As we are looking at the spot of the football, we did not see the flag, and it is holding against Mooresville. So what would have been certainly a play that would have drawn out the chains to measure the distance, you can forget about it. This play is going backwards.
Well, a lot of times secondaries can cause linemen to hold because there was nowhere to throw the football. As you mentioned a couple times now, the secondary for Plainfield has really played well. There was nowhere to throw this ball, so now that forces the lineman, you have to block longer. Well, sooner or later, you grab something because you just can't sit there and block forever. So let's give Plainfield secondary a lot of credit for coverage.
And because that's a spot foul, you now go to 4th and 20. 4th and 20 on what could have been a play measured for a possible first down. Now you're 4th and 20, and Mooresville will, again, keep the offense out there. Their kicker, Bodel, has not attempted a field goal this year. Pump fake for the seam. That ball is in and out of the hands of Kyler Evans. He dove and had it on the fingertips for a split second, but it is incomplete, and the Plainfield defense holds.
But, Rob, look at this. He really only throws it where his guy's got the only shot because he throws it in zone coverage right between him. That's really an excellent throw. Led him just a tad, but, man, that was a great throw. Just wasn't able to hang on.
And Evans stays on the field to play defense. We see this a lot at this 4A level, especially with Mooresville. They have a lot of guys that play both ways. So Evans hops right back up and has to stay focused because now he's on defense. 1st and 10 for Plainfield after the Quakers are able to stop Mooresville in the red zone. They'll keep Vanderbush in the game as the QB. He will turn and hand the ball to Ricky Alsum, who has a gain of 4. Alsum over 300 yards rushing on the season now. Boy, good block at the point of attack, especially the wide receivers. Weiniger blocking downfield with Hessong. Good job of blocking.
Yeah, Plainfield really kind of escaped one there. They've got to move the football here.
Under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Turn and again hand it to Ricky Alsum, who last year was a defensive player. This year they moved him to tailback. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4.
But I've been super impressed by this linebacking core for Mooresville. They do an excellent job once they're collected in a block is getting rid of that thing and attack the ball.
Schmidt and Jope, they're two linebackers who make a ton of plays for them.
It was Jope that time.
Vanderbush to throw, caught, and that'll be a first down. What a nice throw.
Yeah.
And was rolling to his left. Not an easy throw for a right-handed QB, but he delivers it on target to number 2, Hessong, and that's a first down.
Well, he's shown us more and more. Rolling to his left, as you called it, and I just think before it's all said and done, Plainfield's going to have to continue to open up their offense just a little bit more. And I tell you what, this young man looks like he may have the arm to do that.
Hessong is only a freshman, but a big catch there on 3rd down as now they put Jarrett Stephen back into the game as a tailback. They fake it to Stephen. Vanderbush is going to keep. He's got some running room. He's into Mooresville territory, still on his feet, and down inside the 30-yard line goes the sophomore QB, Cale Vanderbush.
You want to make a statement? And what's really interesting about this, he's just basically reading. It's not like he's breaking away in a sprint here. Now he's got good speed, but he just won't go down, just stays up. That's the play of the game right now for Plainfield.
We're under 6 minutes to go, and the ball is down to, they're going to mark it right at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 here.
Boy, what a lift he has presented to the Quakers.
Vanderbush this time will hand to Stephen. He gets around the left edge, has some running room. Jope finally hustles him out of bounds, but not until after a 12-yard run, and now all of a sudden Plainfield has found some rhythm on offense.
And they found something on this left side. They're getting great seal blocks on that left side. Now 2 straight plays for 10-plus yards of running.
Ball on the 18, 1st and 10 for Plainfield. Quarterback keep. Vanderbush behind the block from Jarrett. Gets his feet chopped out from under him. He got to the 17-yard line and then got his legs chopped out from under him by Dominic Oldham.
I think I mentioned before, he's a big 6'5", long, lanky kid, but he's sure not afraid to take off and run.
And also helping out on that tackle, Braden Evans for Mooresville. 2nd and 8. Plainfield threatening now, 5:15.
Rob, would you agree today's football, maybe more college, but even in high school, a running quarterback, I wouldn't say a must, close to a must, but you sure adds a big dimension to your offense, doesn't it?
Jarrett trying to turn the corner. He's inside of the 5, running for the end zone. He'll be tackled inside of the 5-yard line. Touchdown-saving tackle by Dane Stevenson as Jarrett Stephen is really bringing a spark for Plainfield.
Well, seal block to the right side. Well, I like this young man here.
It is now 1st and goal from the 2 as Plainfield goes to the heavy offense here with a 2 tight end set.
Got to get it in for Plainfield. Just really got to get it in.
Oh,
there.
They snapped it directly to Stephen, and he fumbled it, but I think Plainfield fell back on the football.
Oh, my.
Oh, a whole lot of luck involved on that one for the Quakers.
This could have been absolutely game-changing.
Direct snap to Stephen. He dropped it, didn't catch it cleanly.
Well, here's what happens, Rob. It actually, when he snaps it, hits his back tail pad and then takes a dive because he didn't cleanly snap it.
Now they're going to snap it to him again. He's diving for the end zone. Touchdown, Plainfield. That time it worked. Jarrett Stephen, a 2-yard run. It's a touchdown run for the Plainfield Quakers, and we've got a 7-6 ball game.
Yes, sir, and this is a must. They knew they had to have it. That left side really gets off the ball well. Ponder, the big left tackle, really sets that up with a key block.
Harris Nichols will come on to attempt the extra point to tie this game.
What a change now. Mooresville looked like they could have scored, penalty, and then Plainfield takes it all the way back and scores. What a change of game here, Rob.
That was quite a turn of events. You are exactly right. Now it's 7-7. 4:10 to go in the first quarter. We've got Plainfield at Mooresville. on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
You're good at you. You've been you for years, and we're good at your insurance. You're good at laundry basketball. We're good at your insurance. You're good at stopping a gas pump on a 00. We're good at your insurance. You're good at making funny face sandwiches. And we're good at your insurance. So start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Want to save your favorite IHSAA moments forever? Just go to ihsaatv.org. Find your moment and click on the download button in the bottom left-hand corner to begin reliving your favorite games over and over.
Plainfield is on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. Compliments of the transfer from Avon, Jarrett Stephen. And it's a 7-7 ball game with 4:10 to play here in the opening first half.
And what a must score that was for Plainfield. You talking about a change. Could have been 14-0, now 7-7 ball game. We got a game.
Stevenson fields this ball at the 10 on the fly and gets gobbled up. 4 white shirts were there to meet him at the 20-yard line. Excellent coverage in the special teams by the Plainfield Quakers. And so with 4:04 to play in the half, Mooresville will get the ball back here.
Now, inspired offense. Let's see if it carries over to the Plainfield defense. Good special teams. Or will Mooresville answer the call here offensively?
Well, they had a very good drive going the last time they had the ball, did the Pioneers. But a big holding penalty inside of the red zone really hurt their momentum.
I would not be one. I would not want to be the gentleman who got that call, because in the film session, somebody's going to be called out.
Elijah Perry is under center, and he will turn and hand it to Brecken Green. They will keep it on the ground for now. That's a 4-yard run. Brecken Green, 5'8", 160-pound junior. When you look up and down the roster of both of these teams, most of the players that get the majority of the snaps are either juniors or sophomores. These are two very young teams. Plainfield has only, Mooresville has only 22 seniors. And a whole lot of juniors that play the bulk of the snaps.
Well, Plainfield only has 5 returners on this defensive side for their case. Had 11 returning starters, but only 5 on defense.
Again, the ball is handed to Brecken Green. I don't think he'll have enough. He had to get the nose of the ball to the 30, and they mark him to the 29, really to the 29 and a half. So it's going to be 3rd down and half a yard with 3:10 and counting to play in this first half.
I like it. I like it a lot. Both teams really saying, our big guys against your big guys, who's going to stop who?
And quarterback keep. I'll tell you, one of those big guys I really like, the left tackle, number 70, Zach Richards from Mooresville. He's a guy that can move some earth. And that is a first down run. Stops the clock for the moment with 2:57 to play in the first half. Number 70, by the way, Richards, 6'3", 300 pounds. And that's their left tackle.
Well, this is kind of settled in to be the fight that we thought it would be. Both teams with big victories in weeks 1 and 2, but they knew this would be all different case here.
Brecken Green trying to get around left end and cannot do so as Mason Scott, number 44, with his running mate, Jacob Platt. The 2 linebackers quickly collapsed on the running back.
Well, I've been impressed with Mason Scott. He's all over the place as a linebacker, just a junior, but he really gets side to side incredibly fast.
Yeah, he and Platt as middle linebackers, man, they run down a lot of plays, don't they?
They do.
They are fast. 2nd and long. Again, Mooresville keeps it on the ground. Oh, we got a penalty flag, and this is not green, however.
Oh, my.
This is a really good run by the backup running back, Caden Robinson, the junior. The problem is I think it's coming back. Robinson goes all the way to the 15-yard line, but a penalty flag was thrown right at the point of attack in the line of scrimmage.
And I sure hope for penalty's sake it's not the same guy who got the holding call last time.
It is holding against Mooresville. So a run that would have taken them down to the 15-yard line. A 50-yard run. 50 yards is wiped off the boards because of holding.
That is huge.
And I was questioning why they would keep it on the ground here late in the half, but after that strong run, it was making sense to me, but oh, that really hurts. Now you back it up. Instead of being down right inside the 15, looking at an opportunity to score, now you're at second down and long.
That one is a backbreaker going into halftime.
2nd and 15 in a 7-7 ball game with under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Play action this time. Perry wants to throw on the run. It's intercepted. It is intercepted by the Plainfield Quakers. Our first takeaway of the game, and it's given, or taken is more appropriate, by Jace Vihanger, the junior, with a pick.
Vihanger reads this perfectly. Absolutely. Watch the quarterback's eyes. You can see his face. He was sitting there waiting to read when he was going to release it because he knew he had a good cut because he's on the short side of the field. Reads it perfectly, cuts in front, and just snags it. Boy, now all of a sudden, this game has turned 180, Rob. You got 142, Plainfield scores, and now they got the ball in great field position.
Remember, earlier in this quarter, it was Vihanger who had a great play defensively against a pass where he knocked the ball away from the intended receiver, and now he has an interception.
Boy, Plainfield could stick this in for a score. You talking about a turnaround.
Vanderbush wants to throw. It is caught and then dropped. The throw was a little high, never caught cleanly, mainly because Tommy O'Connor absolutely blew up the intended receiver, Jarrett Stephen. And now what do we have? Are they going to say that was a reception and a fumble?
I think they're going to say, I don't think there's no way it's a reception.
Oh, I didn't think so either, but that is the call.
I think they're going to say it was behind the line.
Ah, gotcha.
Let's take a look here. It was never a pass.
So is this indeed a lateral? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Good
it's
officiating.
Behind. That's great officiating.
O'Connor blew up the intended receiver, and then pouncing on that ball was Connor Kite.
And I'm not sure the guy even knew who recovered it, realized at the time that it was a free ball. It was so close it was hard to tell, but great replay by our crew there. Clearly behind.
Back-to-back turnovers. And he's got a wide open man down the slot. Nice catch. Into the territory of Plainfield goes Nick Gregory, number 22. Gregory running right down the seam.
Boy, you know as a receiver, you're going to get one there because your head's turned around looking at that football into your hands, and you know you're going to take a licking, but he still grabbed that great catch.
Perry's ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. I think it looked to me like that ball was hit by Jack Beebe and knocked to the ground.
Boy, about every time, Rob, you think one team's going to make some noise and do some damage, turnover or something major happens, and next thing you know, the other team's threatening.
And good look on a replay. That was Beebe who batted that ball down. So you have back-to-back turnovers here late in the first half. And Mooresville trying to take advantage of their fumble recovery. Perry wants to throw. They're setting up the screen, and they have their man. That's Caden Robinson, who is tackled out of bounds, tackled by Mason Scott. Not enough for a first down, but it will stop the clock because he got out of bounds with 1:02 remaining.
I like the call a lot. Plainfield really being aggressive, getting to the quarterback, and that's the perfect call when you want to slow the rush down to the quarterback, and he gets out of bounds, stops the clock.
First catch of the season for Caden Robinson, a backup running back. He stays in the game now as the tailback. And they'll give him the ball. And he does have a first down, and he keeps those legs churning, holding on tightly. Ethan Monday, number 12. But it's a first down run. Clock stops with 54 seconds to go.
This is a solid run, no doubt about it, but it's not real good tackling either when he's carrying 2 and 3 guys. Now, that shows a lot of power for sure, but you got to get him down if you're Plainfield.
Clock is running. Green back into the game now as a tailback. We're at 45 seconds. They want to throw to Evans out of the backfield. He catches it out there. Swing pass. He's inside the 15. That will stop the clock. Braden Evans with a first down reception.
Well, Mooresville doing a great job, if you will. The 2-minute, actually less than 2-minute drill here, moving this football. If you're Plainfield, way too much yardage here. Of course, they're playing to protect the end zone here, but giving up way too much yardage.
Clock at 30 seconds now. Elijah Perry under center. Looking left. throwing left. Catch is made by Evans. Cuts inside the 5. Tackled down at about the 3. Mason Scott with a touchdown-saving tackle. And Mooresville, with the clock stopped at 16 seconds, will take their final timeout of the first half.
Great job of running after the catch.
That catch, by the way, was enough for a first down. Because the ball was advanced to the 2-yard line by Kyler Evans, it is a first down. So the clock would have stopped for the moment, but with just 16 seconds left, Mike Gillen did not want to take a chance that his team would be a little discombobulated. So that's why they take their final timeout here.
It's a good timeout because, honestly, he could get 2 plays out of this. It depends on what he runs here, but he saved himself perhaps a second play if he needs it.
Boy, think about what a turn of events here. Mooresville had just thrown an interception. Plainfield had all of the momentum. They fumbled it right back to Mooresville. Now Mooresville's knocking at the door here.
Funny set of plays, but sometimes that's how it rolls. Plainfield's back's against the wall. Goal line defense.
See if they'll try to run it here with 16 seconds and no timeouts. Nope, they want to throw. Perry under duress, and he is sacked.
Good pressure.
And the clock's going to keep moving. Great play back there by Jack Beebe. With a quarterback sack, they're going to have to hurry. Play clock is at 3, and they will spike it at 2.6 seconds left. Jack Beebe got the quarterback sack, which forced some extra time to run off of the clock. Perry was able to get to the line of scrimmage and spike the ball with 2.6 seconds remaining.
Well, I thought they would pass here because you run, you may not get 2 plays off.
And certainly that's what they were looking to do, but good coverage in the secondary. BB came off of the edge and tripped him up from behind.
Well, both teams, regardless which side of the football you're rooting for here, seniors, leaders go, guys, we are 1 play away from either stopping or going ahead to a big rivalry game.
Final play of the first half. Lobbed up to the back of the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. Dane Stevenson in the back corner of the end zone. His first touchdown catch of the year, and it is a big one.
Yeah, and it was pretty well played, man-to-man coverage by Plainfield. But Stevenson, take a look, Rob. He gets separation right at the last second. Look at this. Right there. Difference between catch, no catch.
So Vihager, who just a moment ago had been the hero with the interception, gets beaten to the back corner of the end zone. Stevenson the catch. And on the final play of the first half, Mooresville can take a 7-point lead into the locker room, which is exactly what they will do. Bodell's kick is good. And the final play of the first half is a highlight reel film for Stevenson. 14-7 halftime tonight at Mooresville High School in the Mid-State Conference opening game for both the Quakers and the Pioneers. It's Plainfield at Mooresville, and we're at halftime. You're watching it on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
You're good at you. You've been you for years. And we're good at your insurance. You're good at laundry basketball. We're good at your insurance. You're good at stopping a gas pump on a 00. We're good at your insurance. You're good at making funny face sandwiches. And we're good at your insurance. So start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
For the first time in forever, I feel like us. I feel like we're back to that place where we know what each other's thinking and feeling.
You know, sometimes I think we don't have enough insurance. And then I think maybe we have too much.
This is no moment for insurance. Let us help you think about it. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Well, we have a good one going so far. We thought we would tonight in Mooresville. The number one ranked team in 4A football, the Mooresville Pioneers, hosting Plainfield. It's the Mid-State Conference opener for both ball clubs, and Mooresville enjoying a 14-7 lead. The big play or turn of events in this first half with just under a 1:45 to go in the half. An interception by Plainfield gave the ball to the Quakers inside of Mooresville territory, but Mooresville got the ball back on the very next play, a fumble recovery by the Pioneers with just a little over 1:30 to go in the half. They take the ball to the Pioneers, drive it all the way down to the 3-yard line, and Mooresville scores on the final play of the first half. A pass to the deep right corner of the end zone caught by Dane Stevenson, his first touchdown catch of the year for the junior Stevenson, and it's a big one because it allows Mooresville to take a 14-7 lead into the halftime locker room. Rob Blackman and Jan Bozier here, along with our entire Champions Network crew. That includes Heath Shanahan, our executive producer, and Rick Vanderweilen, our technical director. I got to tell you, man, turnovers, coaches talk about them all the time, and wouldn't you know it, big turnover late in the first half of this game in this game is the difference right now.
You know, a lot of things change in football. Fewer men on the line, more speed, more diversity. One thing never changes: penalties.
Yeah.
And how they can flat out change the game. Boy, there for a while, it looked like Mooresville might just break this thing wide open, go to a 2-score lead. Next thing you know, Plainfield answers the bell. They get a score. And then it looks like after the interception of Plainfield, they could break it open, and then they turn it over. And so clearly the storyline of that first half was key turnovers, because if you remember right, Mooresville had a couple that really cost them a couple touchdown opportunities.
Well, look at just some of the first half numbers, and just looking at team numbers right now at this point. 205 yards of total offense for Mooresville in the first half, 164 for Plainfield. 116 passing yards for Mooresville, 89 on the ground. 127 rushing yards for Plainfield. They had only 37 passing yards. But to be fair, Plainfield went with quarterback Aiden Moyers, the junior, to start the game. And then midway through the first quarter, they switched to sophomore Cale Vanderbush. And Vanderbush, I thought, gave him a little spark when he came in the game.
Couldn't agree more. Vanderbush not only threw the ball very well, also a couple key running plays there that got him some key first downs. I feel like, same as you, I thought he brought in some spark and some great offensive plays.
Well, this is a ball game where you kind of feel like one big turnover in the second half is going to end up being the difference in this game. It certainly was the difference in the first half. These two teams, at least from what we've seen with our own two eyes, so evenly matched through the first 24 minutes. I'd expect the second half will be just as good. Mooresville leads 14-7. Halftime here at Mooresville High School, and as you can see on your screen, the Mooresville marching band as well as the dance team performing here for the fans. A great crowd on a beautiful night for football. 74 degrees at the opening kickoff. The stands are packed on both sides as these two communities are basically divided by about 5 miles worth of highway on Highway 267. So two communities that are very close to one another in proximity, and both have brought out great crowds for this one tonight. Plainfield and Mooresville, a good old rivalry game going. Mooresville leading 14-7 at the half. We will take a break. We'll look at some scores from elsewhere around the state when we come back. You are watching Plainfield at Mooresville on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
You're good at you. You've been you for years. And we're good at your insurance. You're good at laundry basketball. We're good at your insurance. You're good at stopping the gas pump on a 00. We're good at your insurance. You're good at making funny face sandwiches. And we're good at your insurance. So start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
For the first time in forever, I feel like us. I feel like we're back to that place where we know what each other's thinking and feeling.
You know, sometimes I think we don't have enough insurance. And then I think maybe we have too much.
This is no moment for insurance. Let us help you think about it. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Back here at halftime at Mooresville High School, where Mooresville leads Plainfield 14-7. Take a look around the state and look at some scores that we have. Westfield leading Zionsville 24-14. New Pal, Mr. Spiegel, has broken the all-time rushing leader of over 8,110 yards. He's now the new state's leading, and I don't have a score on that. Just know that he was able to do that rather quickly. I'll see if I can get a New Pal score here rather quickly. Carmel leads Center Grove 17-7. Okay, it's New Pal 27, Yorktown 0. That's in the first, so there's your score. Thank you, Mr. Heath. Avon 7, HSE, I should say 3. That's the end of 1, so the Royals playing the number 1 ranked Avon Orioles pretty tough. As we look around the state, not a lot of scores because our game has moved pretty quickly here until halftime. Alexander 14, Frankton 6. We look down at some other scores. A little shocker for Mr. Heath here. Greenwood 25, Martinsville 6. A little bit of a surprise there. That one is still in the first half. Some other scores, Cecina 21, Cascade 7. It's West Lafayette 14, Hamilton Heights 0. And that's, for the most part, our scores, Rob. Not a lot reporting because so many are still in the first half because we raced them to halftime pretty quick.
Yeah, but I will give you credit. You mentioned the most important statistic of the night, and that, of course, Charlie Spiegel.
He does.
At New Pal High School, becoming the state's all-time leading rusher, career rushing yards. We had a chance to see him in week 2, right? It was week 2 last year,
I believe
Jan.
so.
Against Center Grove. They beat Center Grove. That game was at New Pal, you and I on the call, and we were uber impressed with him that night, and as well we should have been. Congratulations to him.
Here's something that we'll never know, but we're going to ask it. I'm going to ask you, Rob, is New Pal the best team in the state?
Well, the fact that they beat Center Grove at Center Grove last week, I have a tough time arguing against that.
We'll never know, but
we'll
for sure
never know.
now, I will tell you this. Warren Central probably has a little bit of something to say to that. Carmel will too. But as good as it gets, New Pal for sure. Well, we can certainly say that. They're as good as any 5A ball club that we've seen in a while. We'll leave it at that.
Well, we saw Avon in week 1. Out of the 6A ranks, we were very impressed with them.
Oh, I forgot Avon. Yeah, thanks for bringing that, which by the way, we'll have next week. How big does it get? At Avon. Brownsburg at Avon.
Here's what you and I are fortunate because we're in the media. We don't have to pay admission. But I would pay to see Avon and New Pal go head-to-head. I'd pay big money for that one.
Well, and before you pay for that one, come out in what they think will be an absolute packed house at Avon. Brownsburg should be around number 5, Avon number 1. That'll be unbelievable. Then after we see that game, then we can decide who we want to, play maybe New Pal.
Good point. Well, I do want to bring this up before we go to break here, mentioning Charlie Spiegel becoming the state's all-time leading rusher, the New Pal Dragon running back. Really nice touch tonight of sportsmanship. Has the man who had held that record, Sammy Morales out of Elwood. He was at the game tonight and was there to congratulate Spiegel when he broke Morales' record. So a nice touch of sportsmanship there, and congratulations again to the state's all-time leading rusher. If anyone asks you that question from here on out, at least for now, you're going to have to say Charlie Spiegel.
That record, of course, I didn't think it would be broke, and it was. Every record's meant to be broke. Sometimes they're getting longer and longer and harder, but wow, that's quite the accomplishment. Congratulations to him and his team.
When we come back, it's the second half. A good one brewing here tonight in Mooresville as the Pioneers of Mooresville lead Plainfield 14-7 on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
You're good at you. You've been you for years, and we're good at your insurance. You're good at laundry basketball. We're good at your insurance. You're good at stopping the gas pump on a 00. We're good at your insurance. You're good at making funny face sandwiches. And we're good at your insurance. So start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
For the first time in forever, I feel like us. I feel like we're back to that place where we know what each other's thinking and feeling.
Sometimes I think we don't have enough insurance. And then I think maybe we have too much.
This is no moment for insurance. Let us help you think about it. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to Mooresville, 14-7. We're closing in on the start of the third quarter as the Mooresville Pioneers do battle with the Plainfield Quakers. Both teams out of the Mid-State Conference. Both teams are 2-0, but this is the conference opener for both ball clubs. We do have a couple of scores, Jan. We did not get a pass along a moment ago, so we will do that for our viewers.
Yeah, we want to try to get as many schools recognition as we can, especially when they're leading. If you're trailing, you probably don't want to know. But Brebeuf all over Ritter, 23-0 on a team we had in week one. Fishers, who was outstanding that night, well, it continues on. They lead Noblesville at the half, 28-0.
We really liked Fishers, didn't we? That first weekend, that first Friday night at Lucas
They were
Oil Stadium.
solid.
And they were a team who had struggled last year, were below 500, something that normally doesn't happen in Rick Wimmer's tenure. But, boy, they appear to have it turned around this year, and we were really impressed with Fishers that night. Of course, that game, as well as many of our games, can be downloaded. If you'd like to go back and watch them, you have the opportunity to do so. That includes tonight's game. You can download any IHSAA TV or Champions Network broadcast by clicking the download button on any archive at ihsaatv.org. So if you want to go back and watch this game tonight, you can do that. It'll be archived for you and a chance for you to check it out.
Big second half here, Rob. Mooresville will get the ball first as they deferred. So this ought to be a super exciting second half. Let's see where we go. Take it away, Rob.
Stevenson is back deep for Mooresville. Remember, he's the player that had the huge touchdown catch on the final play of the first half that allowed Mooresville to take their 14-7 lead. John Clampett, who wears number 3, is back there with him as Nichols boots it away, and this one will be Stevenson. He catches it actually off the short hop like a shortstop would have to do in the game of baseball, and he'll be wrapped up at the 21-yard line. Good special teams coverage again by Plainfield, and this time making the tackle was Jarrett Stephen, showing not only can he make good plays as a running back, but also can cover kicks.
Yeah, that was pretty good coverage by Plainfield's special teams. Field position that was so key in that first half will maybe even be bigger here in the second half.
Well, here comes the quarterback, Elijah Perry. Had that touchdown throw that ended the first half. For Perry, it was his 6th touchdown toss of the year. And they'll keep it on the ground the first play of the third quarter. Chad Platt holding on to help make the tackle as the ball is handed to Brecken Green. And the Pioneers have a good, strong run on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and 1.
I really like the way the front line for the Pioneers get off the football. Such a great surge. And when you can do that, you're automatic giving your runner 3 yards. And then if he can do anything, that's a 5-yard running play.
2nd and 1. It's Green again. He'll have enough for a first down and then a little bit extra. He's still on his feet. Brecken Green is all the way out near the midfield stripe. A big-time run by Brecken Green. Finally got wrapped up by Jace Vehanger.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white jerseys. Got at least a hand on him. He's a solid runner, but that's twice really in this game where Plainfield did not tackle real well.
So 1 minute into the third quarter, and Mooresville is off and running again. And again, they go right up the middle, handing it to Green. And again, he's got a big gainer. This time he's out to the 37-yard line of Plainfield.
Well, right now, quite honestly, look at the front line for Mooresville. They are dominating, at least here in this series. Just big chunks of yard. Give that front line a lot of credit.
Finally got his leg chopped out from under him by Tyson Gibson. But another big-time run. Green will come out of the game. Caden Robinson replaces him as the tailback. And they'll give it to Robinson. And he has a good run as well. It's a gain of 8, maybe 9 yards before Mason Scott can tackle him.
Now, this is an isolation play. What's really interesting, a lot of teams will do that. They've been going power, getting off that surge at the front line. Then they kind of go to this hesitation play to force them to read a little bit. That's a unique way of calling plays, and it was successful for a couple of yardage, I should say.
2nd down and 2. Again, Robinson stays in the game as the tailback. And I'll give it to him again. There he goes, 1st down gain. Right now, Mooresville just gashing Plainfield up front.
You know, you talk about it and you hear the coaches talk about it, winning the trenches. Well, Mooresville's front line is dominating, and I will say this once again, Plainfield has got to shore up the tackling.
Dylan Ponder, 310-pound D lineman, is just subbed in for Plainfield. They're looking for any guy up front that can slow down this running game.
Well, you hear a lot of coaches come out at halftime going, guys, let's just run it right down their throats, and that's what Mooresville's trying to do here, and so far having some success.
Handed the ball to Green. Jacob Platt was able to wrestle him to the ground at the 18-yard line. That's a gain of 2. Maybe they'll give him 3 yards.
Mooresville gets this, if they're able to score, I should say. Man, they'll go up 2 scores. And once again, that really pressurizes that offensive Plainfield a little bit, but they're not in there yet. Red zone, here they are.
Again to Green. It's been all running plays here to start this second half, and I think you're right. That's exactly what Mike Gillen talked to his team about at halftime. We're going to run the football and establish the line of scrimmage in the third quarter, and they've done that.
Well, especially when you've got the 1-score lead, you don't have to be near as risky. But, man, when your front line is playing as well as this, you don't need to be risky. It's our guys against your guys, and win the battle, we win.
3rd down and 3.
And the other part of it now, Rob, is this defense for Plainfield's been on the field now for a little while here to start this second half.
Oh, they give it to Green, who stumbled coming out of the blocks, but he was able to regain his balance. He falls forward inside of the 10-yard line. It's another 1st down run for Mooresville, and now it's going to be 1st and goal.
Well, here's a young man that's 5'8", 160. The size, you know, he's just dominating running. We seen one of those last week in Columbus North, just a 5'7". And I've said this, I'll say it again. Those types of players, when they run hard and they're strong, are some of the most difficult players to bring down. They just are.
Green stays in the game as the tailback. 1st and goal.
Heart and desire, baby. That's what it is right here.
Back to Green, and this time the linebacking duo of Platt and Scott wrap him up immediately. A no gain, maybe even a loss of a yard here.
Linebackers come up and make a nice play again. And you can start to see this front line for Plainfield kind of holding their hands a little bit on their waist. They've been out here a long time. They want to get off the field. Still a lot to be played here in this series.
A 4.5-minute plus drive for Mooresville to start the second half. Now they're going to pass for the first time in the second half, and it's going to be a quarterback sack. They elected to pass for the first time in the third quarter, and Jacob Platt will get credited with his first sack of the season.
Pressure comes from backside. Beebe looked like he had some pressure in there as well.
Boy, how about the Pioneers? They had kept it on the ground for every single play until that one. And the Plainfield defense was ready.
Now, if you're Plainfield, you're third. You've got to get a stop here.
3rd and goal from the 12. This was a 1st and goal from the 9. Now the ball's at the 12-yard line. Perry wants to throw. A little shovel pass underneath. It was mishandled for a moment, and that hesitation means Plainfield is going to keep him out of the end zone on that play. It was just a little bit of a hesitation on the catch by the young man who wears number 22. That is Nick Gregory, and just that little bit of a hesitation allowed the defense to catch up to him.
Not sure he would have made a touchdown. He may have, but for sure it cost him 2 to 3 yards.
And it looks like Mooresville here, looking at a 4th and goal from the 5, is going to trot on the field goal team, and they are.
Yeah, you want points here.
So Brock Bodell will attempt a 22-yard field goal, his first field goal attempt of the season, and it is good. So he's 1 for 1 on the year in field goal tries, and that extends the lead for Mooresville. Their opening drive of the second half results in 3 points. They lead 17-7 over Plainfield. You're watching it on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Want to save your favorite IHSAA moments forever? Just go to IHSAATV.org. Find your moment and click on the download button in the bottom left-hand corner to begin reliving your favorite games over and over.
Brock Bodell with a 22-yard field goal has made it a 17-7 Mooresville lead.
That's a rocket.
And a chance for Plainfield to finally touch the ball in the second half. Gibson fumbled the kick, muffed it, picked it up, extends it only out to the 15-yard line. Tyson Gibson on the return. And now Plainfield finally, with 5:15 to go in the third quarter, gets to touch the ball here in the second half.
Well, that score by Plainfield was somewhat of a bad news, good news. Bad news, obviously, they scored. If you're Plainfield, good news is, boy, the way Mooresville was moving that football, Rob, you thought for sure they may power it in and get 7, but the fact that Plainfield was able to hold that drive just to 3, we'll see when this is over how that may have changed this ball game.
Good point. The big play in all of that defensively was the quarterback sack on the one and only passing play they had attempted to that point in the drive. Alsop is carrying the football as they're trying to get some positive yardage on first down in between the tackles. He'll gain only a yard, maybe 2.
One lone running back, just an isolation play. And somebody forgets to block the linebacker. He was basically untouched for Mooresville. Job.
Ricky Alsop, who's been splitting the carries in the backfield tonight with Jarrett Stephen. Play action. They got a wide open receiver, and that is going to be very close to first down yardage. Slipping out of the tight end position there, Weininger found himself out in the flats, and the second catch of the night for Weininger.
Little bootleg to that left side. Good play call. Good pitch and catch.
They did not give him first down, however. It was close. Xander Lowry is the one who bumped him out of bounds and kept them from getting that first down. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. Stephen caught in the backfield, and he's not going to get out of the grasp.
Oh, how big is that,
Tommy
Rob?
O'Connor.
How big is that last little yard? How difficult sometimes 1 yard can be. And this is just a big-time play defensively by Mooresville.
6'3", 220-pound junior Tommy O'Connor.
O'Connor with the play of this, maybe the game with that stop here.
Plainfield's going to keep the offense on the field.
They'll try to get the free 5. No, they feel like they need the 1, and they get it!
On a direct snap, and Stephen gets all the way out to the 35, and he almost broke that tackle, which might have been seen later. The touchdown-saving tackle by Stevenson.
Well, Mooresville has everybody up in the box, and all you need to do is get by that first layer, and you might be gone. Give Coach Woodard a lot of credit. He understands where this game's at and how important it would be not to give that football back to Mooresville.
So on 4th and 1, they went for it and got it.
Big plays all over the place tonight.
Play action. Here's a throw, and that ball's tipped up. And was it intercepted or not?
Baby.
Yes, they say it was intercepted. Stevenson, who had the big touchdown catch at the end of the second quarter, comes up with an INT here in the third.
How often do you see the old tip drill come into play when the receiver gets it up in the air? The defense usually has secondary behind it, and this one's going to be costly to the Quakers. Not only does Mooresville get the ball robbed, they get in pretty good field position.
And it was Dane Stevenson. What a night the junior is having. He scored a touchdown on offense. Now he gets an interception on defense.
Boy, another score here by Mooresville. It may become difficult.
Crucial turnover for Plainfield. Right back to the ground game. This is Green. He is not giving up easily. He's going to have a 10-yard run on first down as he refused to be tackled.
This one is all Mr. Green. Just absolutely desire, will, power, anything you want to add to that, go ahead, because that's absolutely great running.
Brecken Green, the junior, a 100-yard rusher in every game so far this year.
That's impressive.
And he is running hard here in this third quarter. Backfield. This time they give it to Cade Robinson. Caden had subbed into the game to give Green a break. And he has a strong 5-yard run to make it 2nd and 5. And look at the push now. Mooresville's getting such a good push up front. You can see the first contact with Robinson from a defender did not come until 5 yards down the field. As now the Mooresville offensive line looks as if it's wearing out the D-line of Plainfield. They're getting an excellent push up front. Back to Robinson. Another first down run for Caden Robinson this time. Tackled finally by Mason Scott, but he's inside the 20, actually right at the 20 to be exact. 1st and 10.
Boy, if you're Mooresville, you got to smell this one. You got to see that end zone. You've been close multiple times. You've got in a couple of times, but you can really make this game difficult if you can get a score here.
Yeah, you feel like if you're Plainfield, you cannot give up a touchdown now.
No, I completely agree.
As we're almost to the 2-minute mark of the third quarter, a third quarter that's been dominated by Mooresville. Again to Robinson out of the backfield. Again running room for Robinson. He's inside of the 10, down to the 5, and is finally stopped there. There is a penalty flag, however, thrown in the backfield of the Pioneers.
I think I may have seen one of the halfbacks moving. Let's see what the call is. Nope,
and
holding.
It is holding. It
Boy,
is holding against Mooresville.
Some crucial holding penalties at crucial times by Mooresville, especially down here in the scoring position.
Yeah, that's a big one because they were, I mean, you talk about having Plainfield on their heels. That would have had the ball inside of the 10-yard line.
Yeah, this one's huge.
But instead, you're backed up now to the 33. So 1st and about 22 or so here. Draw play. Tried to hand the ball, did actually hand the ball to Robinson, but he was quickly wrapped up. Well, maybe that penalty is what Plainfield needs to just give them a little bit of juice now on defense. Platt with the tackle.
Well, once again, Plainfield's defense has been on this field the majority of this third period.
Time of possession, third quarter dominated by Mooresville. We're under 90 seconds, now under 80 seconds to play in this third quarter. Perry is lined up in the shotgun. He wants to pass. All kinds of time. Delivers, and that ball was almost intercepted. Thrown into dangerous territory. Mason Scott tipped it, but it is incomplete. It'll make it 3rd and long.
Well, Plainfield's in zone coverage here. I'm not sure this is a good throw at all. You're right. Couple times there. That one could have, should have, maybe intercepted. Pretty well covered there that time by the secondary of Plainfield.
1:08 to play here in the third. 17-7, Mooresville leading. But remember, just a moment ago, they thought they were going to have 1st and goal from the 5. Yep. But a holding penalty has them now looking at 3rd and 23.
Now this becomes unbelievably big play if Plainfield can hold them here.
They're going to throw out to the flank. It was not caught cleanly. Kyler Evans tried to pick it up off the top of the artificial surface. And 4th down now.
Four down territory for sure.
Yeah, you're right. You just look at the body language of the team wearing the white jerseys. Plainfield, they look tired on defense.
You think about how many minutes you actually play, and they have played a majority of that here in the third period. from actual snap count time.
And Mooresville, I thought, might go for it with the ball at the 33, but they do bring on their punt team. They do bring on their punter, Bodell. High snap, but he handles it.
Everybody's moving. Mooresville wasn't ready at all.
They had flags thrown all over the place. The ball does skip into the end zone, but we'll have an illegal shift on Mooresville. As you said, they had a number of players that were not set.
That actually, in a funny roundabout way, might work to Mooresville's advantage. It'll move them back for 5 yards, but they may need a little extra yard.
If Plainfield accepts the penalty.
If they do now, will they accept this penalty?
Plainfield might just say, we'll take the ball at the 20, forget about it.
I think that's what I would do.
Just so we can get our offense back on the field, and that's what they will do.
Absolutely right call by Plainfield.
So Brian Woodard says we'll decline the penalty. Think about Coach Woodard. He started 11-1 in his first year at Plainfield. That's a heck of a way to start your head coaching career. 11-1 right out of the gate. Lost in the sectionals. That was their only loss that season. Very different to the start that Mike Gillen had here at Mooresville, and he started 0-8 his first season at Mooresville. But both programs are cooking now, and here's Steven down the left sideline. Another good run. Boy, we talk about a heck of a combination in the backfield. You've got Alsum and Steven, the 1-2 punch, and this time it's Steven.
Well, you and I talked about earlier, of course, Coach Woodard been there 14 years. But he's had one certain team that has caused him some difficulties, but it makes him feel any better. They've caused a lot of people a lot of problems, and that's Cathedral's been in his sectional off and on for a long time.
Vanderbush takes the snap, hands to Steven, and he will be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. He might have inched out a yard there as we're under 10 seconds to go. Should be the final play of the third quarter.
Just the isolation dive play that didn't go very far.
And the third quarter is complete. Time of possession dominated in that third quarter by Mooresville, but they have only 3 points to show for it. Does Plainfield have a comeback in them? They trail 17-7 as we head to the fourth quarter on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Gorgeous night for football here at Mooresville. We thank Mooresville for being such kind hosts for us this evening with the IHSAA Champions Network. Rob Blackman and Jan Bozier on the call tonight as we head to the fourth quarter. Mooresville leading Plainfield 17-7. But Plainfield has the ball as we open quarter number 4. A very fast-moving third quarter. Took all of about 18 minutes or so to play that third quarter.
Well, one thing's for sure. Plainfield's got to be on the field to play a little more offense than they were in the third period.
Direct snap to Stevens, started right, says, you know what, I better go left. And that's a wise decision by that young man because it ends up being a first down run. That play was designed to go to the right side, and Jared Steven had nowhere to run over there. That play was sniffed out quickly by Braden Evans, so Steven changed directions and picks up a first down.
It's still anybody's ball game, but it certainly will help Plainfield's cause, Rob, if they can get some points out of this possession.
And now they bring Vanderbush back into the game to quarterback after the direct snap a moment ago to Steven. Vanderbush did not start the game at quarterback, came in about midway through the first quarter, and he has been the QB ever since. Just a sophomore. And this is quarterback draw. Vanderbush keeping, has running room. He has a first down run. He's into Mooresville territory, down to the 42-yard line.
I'm not sure how you can be sneaky when you're 6'5", but he kind of runs like a sneaky runner, just follows his blocks, reads it well. That's really a nice job.
Boy, they had a couple pancake blocks up front, too, by the offensive line. Well done by the Quakers O-line.
Certainly the talk about him was his arm, but his running's been pretty good as well today.
Vanderbush on a read option, hands it this time to Ricky Alsum, who jumps over the 40-yard line and gets toppled at the 39. Second down coming here for the Quakers.
Big down for Plainfield. Second and long.
One minute gone by here in the fourth.
Oh, big mistake.
Yeah, I think one of the wideouts at the top of the screen left early.
Slot was offsides. Yep. That's the last thing you need if you're Plainfield when you're behind, is to add insult to injury with penalties.
So instead of 2nd and 8, it'll be 2nd and 13.
Changes the dynamic now of maybe the play call.
Now stay with the same formation. Fake to Alsum. Throw and catch. That was a catch, but it's a very short gain. Maybe 3 yards on the reception to Colin Anderson, a sophomore wideout wearing number 30.
Well, look at the Mooresville linebackers, Rob. They're playing 5-6 yard deep. They know he's got to throw. Secondary's back way, and the front line knows now, especially on third down, that this is a passing down, so they're going to take a little weight off their hands, really come after the QB.
3rd and 10. Vanderbush trying to set up the throw, but he's under duress and he'll be sacked. He will be sacked in the backfield. He was trying to get his feet set, but he couldn't do it because a man chasing him down, Justin Gifford, number 84, gets a QB sack.
Well, it's tough because everybody in the stadium, including the 22 players out there on the field, knew he had to pass, so everybody's coming after him. The secondary's deep. The linebackers are in 10-yard coverage. Just nowhere to throw the football.
6'6", 230-pound D lineman Gifford with a QB sack. That is a huge play from the Mooresville defense. They force the punt off the foot of Nickel, which goes out of bounds, and that means Mooresville's bringing their offense back onto the field.
And we'll never know, but that little 5-yard penalty really disrupted Plainfield's flow. And then what was a doable play then turned into real long yardage, really changed everything.
Yeah, then you went to 2nd and 13.
Yes, that's a big difference in the playbook.
You are right on with that assessment, partner. Now Mooresville with a chance to eat some clock and try to salt this game away. Caden Robinson is the ball carrier for the Pioneers. They can wait, and I beg your pardon, that was Green actually on the carry. Mooresville, as you look at the replay, they can run the clock under 9 minutes before they take their next snap from scrimmage.
I'm not sure I've seen the clock move as fast as this one. Not because it's moving faster, just the kind of the way the game's going. Mooresville, as long as they keep this ball on the ground, just really moves the clock. That's what you want to do if you're on that side of the ball.
Green, the ball carrier, he'll be close to a first down, and they're going to give it to him. They say he did get past the first down marker.
Well, if Plainfield continues to allow the chains to move, this game's over because the clock's just going to get away from him here. They're going to have to really, I think, start blitzing a little more, which can cause you some trouble because you lose that second layer and if there's a pass. So they don't want to over blitz, but they cannot continue to allow Mooresville just to eat yardage here.
8 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. Mooresville leading 17-7. And a penalty flag thrown.
Oh, that's got to drive you crazy if you're Mooresville.
And this would be a 5-yard walk-off against Mooresville. Quite frankly, the only thing Mooresville's done wrong offensively in the second half is the penalties.
Yeah, good point. No doubt about it.
Whenever they've been clean, they've had big plays.
And against some ball clubs, that could really haunt you bad. I mean, it's not that it hadn't here, but other ball clubs, as you get towards the tournament and those types of things, those penalties really haunt you.
Well, the only benefit here to Mooresville, they get a new play clock. And as it runs down, so does the game clock. So now we're under 8 minutes.
Been a fun game.
Out here for Evans. Nice catch as the ball was thrown slightly behind him, but he gets out to the 45-yard line. He's been busy tonight, has Braden Evans. He's been targeted a lot.
This is a tougher catch. He makes this look easy. He has to do a 360, Rob. Grabs it, and still look at the yardage it gets. Oh, that's a great individual effort.
And he got a great downfield block from Dane Stevenson that helped open up the running lane for Evans.
Little small things sometimes you don't see, but big-time play there.
Now 2nd down and 7. Perry will take the snap. He will hand to Caden Robinson.
Well, the problem continues to be he's getting 3 yards before anybody touches him. Once you take a look at the replay. See, nobody touches him until right
almost
here.
5 yards.
Yeah, it was clearly almost 5 yards at that time. That is domination by that offensive front line.
And now it's 3rd and 2 after that run by Robinson. What a nice change of pace to have when you take Green out of the game and you can put Robinson in as your tailback. Both are juniors and both are talented running backs. Quarterback keep for Perry. Oh, he'll be close. I think they're going to give him first down progress to the marker, but it's going to be very, very, very close. A good job of running in there by Ethan Monday, number 12, to quickly wrap up the quarterback, and they're going to say no. He did not make it. They're not even going to measure. It is 4th down and less than a yard here from Mooresville.
Well, quite honestly, if Plainsfield's got any shot getting back in this thing, they got to get a stop here, Rob. Plain and simple. 6 minutes running clock here. They cannot afford a first down.
Might they quarterback sneak it again? Nope. They'll give it to Robinson, and he's got the first down and then some. He's deep into the secondary and finally pushed out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Caden Robinson with a huge run on 4th and 1.
Yeah, I think Robinson, what a great cut. Did you see that? That was a little dime play over the right guard. Nothing there. He shifts outside, and not only does he get the first down, man, big-time yardage, and, man, that's a backbreaker.
And what about that block by Nick Gregory, his fullback, the H-back on that particular play to open up the running lane. This is a good blocking team in Mooresville. Robinson again carrying. Gets down around the 10, still moving. He's inside of the 10. One thing I've noticed tonight, downfield blocking by the receivers and the running backs by Mooresville is really, really good. And quite frankly, by the offensive line, too. How about that block downfield there? A moment ago, we saw from number 71, Alstott Van de Vender making a block down the field.
Rob, to your point, championship teams do those types of things. All pieces of their game, all the details are what makes championship teams. They just do.
Mooresville can put the icing on the cake if they can find a way to score now. Tackle made by Monday, who's been busy defensively here in the second half. Platt gets up off the bottom of the pile as well. But again, it's a tired-looking Plainfield defense. They've been on the field most of the second half.
Yes, sir, they have. Quick update score for you, Westfield 38, Zionsville 14.
We are under 5 minutes to go in the game. 2nd and goal from the 7 from Mooresville. Robinson met right in the hole. Falls forward to about the 3-yard line, maybe the 2. Aggressive defense by Plainfield on a strong tackle, but still moving forward was Robinson.
Well, more importantly, just continue to eat up clock.
Now you're under 4.5 to play. Yeah, at this point now, you're thinking turnover if you're Plainfield, if you want to have a chance. Because you're trailing 17-7. The game clock is under 4 minutes and 12 seconds to play. Full house, power eye backfield here for Mooresville. They give it to the deep man Green, and he scores. Touchdown, Mooresville. Compliments of Brecken Green.
Well, and compliments of that front line. For me, these running backs did their job. But this front line is clearly dominated in this rushing game for Mooresville.
For Green, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game, his 5th touchdown of the season on the ground. And now it's 23-7. The Pioneers have extended their lead with just over 4 minutes remaining in this ball game. Extra point by Bodell is up, and it is good. And Mooresville, who it feels like have had the ball the entire second half, cash in with a touchdown. They're up 24-7 with 4:03 remaining. You're watching Plainfield and Mooresville on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Want to save your favorite IHSAA moments forever? Just go to ihsaatv.org. Find your moment and click on the download button in the bottom left-hand corner to begin reliving your favorite games over and over.
Brecken Green, a second rushing touchdown of the night for him. And now the lead is 24-7. Mooresville leading. We have 4:03 to go in the game. And it just looks to us from the broadcast booth like that Plainfield defense has run out of gas.
Well, they certainly spent a lot of time on the field, but that'll happen when you dominate the trenches like Mooresville front line has done today.
Waiting deep is Tyson Gibson for Plainfield. Well, this is a short kick, bobbled, and then fell upon. That was kicked to one of the up men. That was Tristan Harris, who, the senior, was alert enough to just fall on that football after he'd muffed it for a moment. Plainfield keeps possession, but they've only got 3:59 to go in the game. Some scoring updates.
Yes, sir. Carmel leading Center Grove 17-14 in the third. Cathedral leads Cincinnati Elder 14-7. Avon now has extended their lead over Hamilton Southeastern 28-6.
Change at quarterback. They're going to go back to their starter, Aiden Moyers, now back into quarterback for Plainfield. He's the better passer of the two, we are told, and with Plainfield now being in pass mode, Evan Clark with a catch. They'll bring Moyers back into the game to quarterback. He throws a dart out there to Evan Clark. Gets out of bounds wisely after a 6-yard gain. Moyers 74% passing on the season coming in. He's been very accurate. And he's in some trouble, and he'll be sacked.
Yeah, just nowhere to go.
Dominic Oldham, number 9, got him.
This is when it becomes tough because Mooresville's in their dime or nickel package, whichever you want to call it. Everybody's in pass. Linebackers deep, so not a lot deep. Only thing that's really open is underneath, Rob.
And now it's 3rd down and 8 after the 4-yard loss. Moyers wants to throw, and he steps through one would-be sack. Now he's rolling to his right. He will tuck it, and he will not get enough for a first down. How he avoided that first sack is pretty amazing. He stayed on his feet, but out of bounds, and now you're looking at 4th and 8, and there's really no choice at this point. Down 24-7. Plainfield's just going to punt it away. So what Plainfield was hoping against was a 3-and-out, and that's exactly what happened for them, unfortunately. Harris Nichols to do the punting. And this ball is going to bounce the wrong direction and then finally be down to the 40-yard line. And now all Mooresville has to do is take care of the football, and they're going to win this game.
Plainfield will be back home next week, taking on, at least coming into tonight, 0-2 Perry Meridian. And Mooresville will play a Greenwood ball club that has really put it on Martinsville, last score we've seen at least.
For both of these teams, it's now all conference games the rest of the way. They played 2 non-con games to start the year, and now it's all conference games for the final 7 of the regular season. That includes this one.
Mooresville's in an 8-team sectional. That's a bunch.
They're going to keep it on the ground. We thought Mooresville would do that. Why not? They're just trying to run out the clock now. And they give the ball to Nick Gregory, who's done most of the damage tonight as a blocking back. But this time he gets to carry the ball.
Sectional 23, South Dearborn, Mooresville, East Central, who's pretty good, Martinsville pretty good, Silver Creek's pretty good, Greenwood's winning, Jennings County, and Madison all in that sectional 23.
East Central and Mooresville. Two best currently in the state, and we had a penalty here against Plainfield. Well, Mooresville will start the conference season 1-0. They were 11-2 last year, got beat by Marion in the regional. Graduated James Mabry, their Mr. Do Everything, and they're right back on track now. And here's a penalty now against Mooresville. They have a penalty.
Well, we talked about.
So 5 yards against Plainfield, now 5 yards against Mooresville.
Sorry, Rob. We talked about sectional 13, and Plainfield also includes Cathedral, Terre Haute North, Terre Haute South, and Decatur Central. Of course, Decatur's in somewhat of a rebuilding year after having really 2 really good years.
Yeah, yes, they did. So we walked it forward 5 yards for a penalty, and now we walk it backwards 5 yards for a penalty. It's 2nd and 7, right back where we started.
After Plainfield, you got to regroup. This is not how you wanted this game to end for sure.
And look, you lost to the number 1 team in the state in 4A football at their place.
And they're going to look at this game and they're going to go a couple plays. The interception, a couple key plays didn't help their causes. And then the third period where Mooresville just dominated, coming out of the locker room, that was really the backbreaker. So they'll look at this and go, listen, there's still a doable win, but we've got to correct some things.
Draw play here for the Pioneers. Ball handed to Robinson. And Plainfield will take a timeout. I think it was Plainfield burning a timeout here with 1:15 to go in this fourth quarter. It is Plainfield's first timeout taken of the fourth quarter of the second half. All right, so next week, Brownsburg at Avon.
Oh, my. I haven't seen a Brownsburg score tonight, but Avon all over Southeastern, or at least by 2 or maybe 3 touchdowns. So they'll come in number 1. Brownsburg should be, assuming they win tonight, 4 or 5 ranked, packed house. Get there if you can't watch us. We were there at Brownsburg last year. Phenomenal game.
Of course, then Avon would beat Brownsburg in the sectional last year.
Yes.
You're good at being you. You've been you for years. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance is good at your insurance. Find an agent to help you think about it at INFarmBureau at INFB.com. Let me say that again, INFB.com. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
New Pal 41, Yorktown was 8. Yorktown 8. So New Pal continues to do what New Pal does, maybe better than anybody. At halftime. There's the key word. 41-8 at halftime.
Let the mercy rule. Get ready to begin.
Yes, sir.
4th down for Mooresville. They will keep it on a quarterback keep, and wouldn't you know it, they'll get a first down. That should probably do it. They kept the ball in the hands of Kalijah Perry. He faked a handoff and then ran around right end. And I don't think Plainfield will stop the clock again now.
I have a relative that teaches over at New Pal, and they told me that if you want to go to a New Pal game, you sit on the visitor's side because there is no room on the home side.
They
all get there
that.
so early because they own those seats that they literally are now filling up the visitor sides on home ball games.
Wow. Well, it's must-see football. If you live in the New Pal area, they are that dominant, and they're that much fun to watch, quite frankly. Victory formation for Mooresville. The Pioneers are going to move to 3-0 on the season, and Plainfield's going to suffer their first loss of the year. They will fall to 2-1. Entertaining tonight at Mooresville, we thought it would be. The Mooresville Pioneers are going to beat the Plainfield Quakers. 24-7 will be our final. Our executive producer tonight, Heath Shanahan. Our technical director, Rick Vanderweilen. For my broadcast partner, Jan Bozier, I'm Rob Blackman. Hoping you'll join us next Friday night at Avon. We have a good one lined up in 6A football and another backyard brawl. I was talking about Highway 267 earlier tonight. We're going to stay on Highway 267 next week. Brownsburg and Avon. What a game that should be. The Orioles hosting Brownsburg. Thanks for joining us tonight. Mooresville's a winner 24-7. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. I'm Rob Blackman saying goodnight, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. You've been watching Mooresville and Plainfield tonight on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.